Hi everyone, I've been using Claude Fable 5 for the last 2-3 weeks, give or take, and now we have up until the 12th of July, I think it is, 12th or 13th of July to use this. So what I've used it for is obviously for small businesses. So in this video, we're going to dive into this, what I've built, what I didn't build, where my views are on it, and am I going to consider actually getting this as part of my overall package. Jump straight into it. I use it pretty much for 4 key areas. I suppose this is a complete variation of how I've used it. I've tested a few different things. Have I found it any good? What it does, I'll tell you at the end, but we're going to go through each one of these briefly to kind of get an idea, I suppose, of what it is. So the first things first is I built a website. Again, I built this in a previous video, and you can see here this is pretty much the website how it was built for me. I still had the problems with F's. Claude seems to struggle sometimes with this for whatever reason, but if we open up the website here, I one-shot prompt this entire website. There was nothing else for me to do. From this point of view alone, I thought it was really good. Does it look AI? Yes, it does. Obviously, with the likes of these kind of way it's structured. Now, we can easily adjust and change this with a bit more refinement. I think this is the key thing most people don't realize, that AI, just because it gives you a result doesn't mean that's it. You have to just walk away with that and it's finished. You can change it. Now, obviously here, AI image on the right, I do like the little motion has added. So you can see up here, we have this motion thing moving around on the right. The judgment free zone is kind of hovering. And again, the image itself is kind of pulses a little bit when you hover over it. Again, perfect. In terms of buttons, you can see the buttons here basically hover, move when you hover over them. You have this thing here. I really like this the way it's offset. Some people have said it's crooked. Obviously, I know it's crooked, but I do like the way it is a bit offset, just to kind of break that, I suppose, general squareness flow of a website. We then move down again. You can see this F struggle that it has massively. I don't know whether it's just this font in general. Again, you can see we have a bit of animation over these, and for me, who's not able to build websites, this is brilliant. It makes life so much easier, especially for landing pages. And we go through again. It generated images for me. This is using another app that I have, Higgsfield. Goes off, generates the images, pulls them into the website again. So there's no more going around trying to look for images and trying to find images and on free Upsplash, something like that. And we have a lot more information here. Again, it comes to the pricing tables, and you can see slight little effect on them as well. But again, the buttons move. We have everything kind of flows into it, so it's not just a wall of text, I suppose. There you can see again we have a bit more effect on each of these, and again it pops up an image of her again at the end of it. It also built like a blog page as well as part of this. So if I just quickly click here, I think it is. So this is an actual blog I built into it, and from there wrote the whole article for me. This was all done in about, I would say, 10 minutes max. I really like this structure with information here. I didn't ask for this, like obviously the internal links that are put in. Again, perfect. So overall, I suppose for websites, it did a good job for it. And again, if you're a small business owner, it could be the one tool you need to take advantage of it. I also, what I've done is got to do an audit of my entire system. And I think this was massive. So, yep. So in here is just pretty much like a dashboard I made just to showcase what was wrong. So originally what was wrong with my system, and the system I'm talking about is over here in Claude itself. So in here, it was 37,000 tokens I was being wasted on inputs, reading different files. We had no critical errors, but we had 801 was bloat. Again, another major problem. And we had 93 skill foundations, which were healthy, basically. It's told me what's working pretty much in the setup, and it told me also the main problems we have here. So problem number one was this inputs dashboard is a token furnace. So I was burning 37,000 tokens per read, and the importance of tokens and understanding this, you'll realize once you're running, I suppose, it daily, you don't want to waste tokens on stupid things. So keep the dashboard in, check mark columns plus a one line note. Again, I changed all these. The learning loop was a big one again, which was dead. I built this, but for whatever reason, I stepped away from it. I never came back to it. So what was happening, this wasn't growing, and all it was doing was based on memory. So what ends up happening with AI, with memory, is it forgets it. Simple and straightforward. So if you need to build out, I suppose, a learning loop for this and get AI to kind of learn and improve, and once it's improved, it makes them changes into its own files. So then there's none of this relying on memory, because once you have to get it to remember 3, 4, 5, 6 different things, it's like everything, it forgets. And then we had documentation drift. Again, Claude MD versus reality plus a stale agents MD. Again, a big problem here. We went into drift detail. I went into clutter sweep again, talked about this. automation and opportunities then, which was a major one here. So again, tinned inputs dashboard, weekly maintenance was another high payoff, and learning loop was another big one. So they're quick ones that I needed to do, and I obviously made all these. We also have priority order, split run reports of inputs, index MD, and fix this broken table. Again, biggest token saving, and it's pretty much what I done. All I done was told to pretty much go and make these changes, and Claude did it. Again, this took probably about 30 minutes, 35 minutes in total to do, which, as I said, I'm happy enough with. So next, what I done is got to look on my YouTube channel, and one of the key reasons for this is because I've been making content for the last, I suppose, 6 months, give or take, and what was happening is I was making the videos, it was getting maybe 50, 60 views, and you're kind of wondering yourself, God, is it any good? And you get tied into this thing and not understanding, I suppose, the true metrics of your entire business or what you're trying to do. Obviously, you look at other YouTube videos out there and you're thinking to yourself, look, oh God, how is so and so getting 10,000 views and I'm making a similar type of video and I'm only getting 50? Well, I suppose the biggest thing down is growth and different stages. I'm in a different stage than what someone obviously that has 10,000 subscribers in comparison to my 150 subscribers. So what I done is I got Fable to turn around, start auditing my entire channel. I exported the entire year of content, both short form and long form, and pretty much got it to generate like an overall dashboard for me. Now, the reason I got to do this, and I just hide myself so you can kind of see, the reason I got to do this was because I wanted to see what's working, what's not, and see is there any, I suppose, patterns there. And again, just to create, I suppose, motivation and feel good from it. So you can see straight away we have 148 subscribers increase. We have our 48, sorry, in the last 30 days. We've gained an extra 14,000 total views in the last 30 days. Uploads have went up, obviously, 71 in the last 30 days. Now, again, this is including long and short. And also inside the community, I have 5 members have all come from YouTube. So it's telling me the YouTube conversion is working. And on the, I suppose, the 5 members inside the community, this is the community it's talking about, the AI Marketing Hub. So what I'm doing here is building out AI systems to help business owners is the key. As part of this, we have a 7-day free trial, and inside here you can get 7-day challenge, which is going to allow you to build your own AI employee and use AI for your business. And once you're finished that, you move into the next kind of category, the next 30 days. This is where you can start to implement some of my actual, I suppose, AI staff. You can see down here into your own system. And again, it just starts to build up your overall, I suppose, AI ecosystem, your AI system, and you're good to go with it. And again, this is pretty much my AI system here. You can see I have everything on the left hand side. It goes through everything here, and pretty much that's what you'll end up at the very end. Now you can see my subscribers is on the way up. You know, anything up to the top right moving is a good sign. This is exactly what I want to see. The breakout long form versus views per month. Again, you can see June and July are pretty much my biggest months so far. Coincides with obviously the membership growing. And this is, I suppose, one thing people need to understand, that consistency is a major thing here. And for a long period here in the middle, I wasn't that consistent. I wasn't posting regularly. However, I have started since probably May time, started to post more consistent, and then you can see here views have started to improve, and we're only in what, the 9th of July, and hopefully we can match that and beat long form views over that period of time. You can see then long form versus shorts, where the business actually come from. So shorts view are up fairly decent. Long form views are obviously all over the place. Shorts are easier to do. One random short can work. But the problem here is you can see long form views is 6,000 subscribers and paying members. Shorts are generating 76,000 views, but only 64 subscribers. But again, I don't know how many are actually moving to communities. Long form converts viewer to subscriber 12x more efficiency than shorts, and I think that's the key thing here. You would naturally assume shorts are the way to go because they're getting you more views, but views don't lead to our end goal, which is for me obviously growing the community. And you can see here this is better long form content, so I will cut back on my short form content and spend more time on the long form content. Again, it goes through my videos, so you can see obviously one of my videos was is potato worth it. You can see subscriber rate, but based again on views, which most people draw their attention to, is I need views. This is not necessarily a thing that's converting and getting you to the end goal. So we have another one here with 500 views but higher subscriber count. We have another one down here, 275 views with higher subscriber count again. And this is the key thing that most people don't pay attention to, that if you're getting subscribers, they obviously trust you and find your content and material in good, which is naturally going to allow them to be quicker to actually move down the funnel into actually your group. And I think this is one of the key things, and something that I didn't really, I suppose, pay attention to over all the content. You get drawn into the views and you don't look at the finer details of actually what's the result from those views. It gives me obviously the 4 findings, and again gives me pretty much my plan for the next 4 or 5 videos. The idea here is to build up the cluster of content around the topics and overall just see how it goes. And again, I'm testing this as I go with YouTube. I'm not a YouTube expert, but again, what I'm trying to do is get YouTube to work for me, to help me drive traffic, and that's key. And finally, what I kind of built was a booking app. And again, you can see quickly, I just threw in the image here. And again, this entire presentation is done with AI and Claude. Brilliant way to kind of keep you on point, I suppose, for YouTube. So you can see here that create a booking app. And if we just open this up over here, this is the booking app. So again, I paid 20 euros or whatever a month to Calendly. I am now in the process of getting rid of Calendly altogether and creating this. This is going to allow me to customize it a little more, have it a little bit cleaner, and pretty much just create a simpler, I suppose, system and save myself 20 euros. I can use that 20 if I want to get another Claude Pro plan, just if in for whatever reason, just in case, or eventually work towards getting the higher tiers. What I liked about this is you have complete control over what you book. So consultation call, set your dates, pick your times, whatever time slots you have available, input your information, and from there the payment is going to go through Stripe. Stripe takes the payment. Once I have this set up, then I get a trigger gets triggered in my own Google system, Google Workspace. So what's going to happen is Google Meet is going to be generated and an email is going to be sent to whoever booked it. And that's it. Updates on my calendar. So then, as I said, it's all done in the back end. There's no messing around, and I'm pretty much after saving myself 20 euros. Again, a key way to use AI for yourself. Now, Fable built this again for me. Could Opus? I think Opus would do a good, perfect job of doing this, something simple like this anyway. But as I said, while it's there, get the best AI tool out there to kind of build it for you. And again, if you're interested in learning about this, I have a complete breakdown here. Again, it's inside the community, as I done it yesterday, inside the Build Lab. And you can see here, I talked about it in yesterday's video. And again, we have the full link down here ready for you to go. You can open up this and goes through everything that I done, how you do it, and you could eventually replace your own, I suppose, booking system. Brings us on to the pricing, and this is the key thing that most people are not aware of, that after, I think, the July the 12th, July the 13th, we're moving from what we have. So at this moment in time, we have Claude Fable 5 inside our desktop and inside of everything we basically use. So you can see over here, if I go back to here, we have, obviously I haven't hit my usage nearly at the moment, but we have the full amount of access to Fable 5. Now, this is going to change basically as soon as July the 12th or 13th hits. This is going to become part of your overall credit system. So the promo ends July the 12th. It's going to cost you roughly $10 per 1 million input tokens and $50 for 1 million output tokens. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be, for small business owners especially, this is going to just eat credits, simple and straightforward. It's double the rate of Opus, and I don't think it really warrants the overall, I suppose, cost of it. So what it means, it stops drawing from your subscription plan, which obviously you only have a certain amount per week. So from July the 5th, you no longer comes with a normal plan. No credits enabled. Pretty much you have no access to it. Now, if you're looking to get it set up, what you need to do here is you need to come over to your information, go to settings, and inside of this, there's going to be usage. And you're going to see a section down here that you have to add credits to it. So once you buy credits, you'll be able to use it. You're pretty much good to go. And you can see already here, I'm nearly completely maxed out now with this one. Is it worth it, I suppose? The big question here for small business owners. Well, the cost side is the biggest problem. It's the prices model they have listed. Double Opus 4.8 on output. If you leave it running loose with no cap, a busy week could add up fast. Again, you need to set limits to this, how much Fable can spend each whatever week, and you can do that through the what I just showed you. The value side is basically compared to what it replaces. For me, it built a booking app, a website, a full system audit, and I think Opus can do all these. I think the full system audit was an interesting one for definitely, because I did an audit already with Opus and it didn't find half of these problems, whereas Fable did. The booking app, again, I think Opus would be well able to do it. And a website, again, I think once you get a bit more hands on, a bit more control over it, definitely you can do it. So I suppose it brings us to the verdict here. Again, drum roll here, but pretty much for me personally, as a small business owner, I'm not going to be going down the road of getting Fable unless it's part of my plan and I can use it whenever I want to. I won't be going along and getting credits usage for it because I just don't see the benefit of it. It can do some amazing stuff, and you probably might see it on different channels and different places. But again, for a small business owner, if you're looking to use AI to help you with tasks, Fable 5 is probably just an overkill for some of these tasks. And I don't think it's worth going down the road of actually getting it, setting it up, and having a small, having it as your main platform. Now, would I look to potentially put maybe 20 euros on it and have it on it just in case? Yes. But again, it depends what you're going to be using. You really need to understand exactly what your use case is going to be for it and how it's going to improve what you're trying to fix. And even at that, and the more I say, the more I'm thinking, oh, look, I don't know if I'd be mad on it anyway. So I said that's my views on it. Let me know in the comments, because I want to hear people that are actually building things that obviously Fable 5 are massive help for them. I'd love to see more of these things, because then at least it can kind of change my perspective a little bit on it and get, I suppose, different ideas. So definitely share whatever you're building. If it's another YouTube channel that you have and you're building on it, share it, because I'd definitely like to watch it. And again, if you're interested in learning more of how you can use AI in general for your business, definitely look at joining the community. 7-day free trial, and pretty much, yeah, that's all I have to say. So look, thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.